we entered the house of Philip the Evangelist, who was one of the 7, and stayed with him. Verse 9. Now this man had 4 virgin daughters who were prophetesses. And so we see here everywhere they stop, they're finding local believers. The Christian movement at this time is expanding and it's growing rapidly. And now we see Philip again. He's called Philip the Evangelist. And the last we heard from Philip was back in Acts chapter 8, with his encounter with the Ethiopian eunuch. And Acts chapter 8, verse 40, tells us that he preached the good news from town to town in every city that he went to until he came to Caesarea. And all these years later, um, Philip is still in Caesarea. And many believe this to be around 25 years that had passed. This would put us around 57 to 59 AD, most scholars believe. And notice, and I'm not going anywhere with this, but notice in verse 9, uh, Philip has 4 daughters who have the gift of prophecy. And they notice, though, that they don't say anything to Paul about going to Jerusalem. That is interesting how those 4 don't say anything to him about that. And I'm not going anywhere, just pointing that out. And people ask the question here, why did Luke mention this fact? Why did Luke drop this in here? And there's multiple reasons why people believe Luke dropped this in here. One may have been to show the important role that women played in the early church, that women were given gifts of the Holy Spirit, gifts of prophecy, just like men were. And because that was a controversial, and unfortunately in some circles still is a controversial issue.